Jeremiah Wells, Matt Semelsberger in a welterweight bout here. Even odds for both guys, plus 100 either way. If you're wondering how that is, it's because it's BetOpenly and you're taking one side, yes, and somebody else is taking the other side. Over under 1.5 rounds, minus 140 for the over, plus 140 for the under. Semelsberger coming in here off of a big win in which you called in our show back in December against Jake Matthews, where he was a plus 240 underdog, and you called that one. He had a loss to Alex Morono before that, and then Jeremiah Wells, a couple of knockout wins. Knockout winner over Court McGee last June, and a submission win over Blood Diamond last February. So he's coming in here 3-0 in the UFC, and he is, 36 years old. The guy's an absolute muscle hamster. Like, Jesus, my guy. My guy is not juiced as in the bad kind of juice, but he's bricked up, man. And Matt Semelsberger, a big welterweight as well. What are you thinking in this one? I'm kind of thrown off. I'm not going to lie. What do you think?
No, it is it's kind of hard to gauge which way this fight's going to go, because you look at Jeremiah Wells, submits Blood Diamond, who is a kickboxer with not much of a ground game. So, and then he goes out there and he knocks out a near 40-year-old Court McGee. But on Semelsberger's side, I think everybody thought he was going to lose to Jake Matthews. And I think everybody was so high on Jake Matthews because of his fight with Andre Fiallo, knocked him out. People are thinking, okay, Semelsberger's screwed here. But man, you watch Semelsberger fight and he can kind of do it all. He's got heavy, heavy hands, as we saw against Jake Matthews. I mean, he was cracking him, dropping him every which way. And he's tough as nails too. So, Jeremiah Wells obviously has looked really, really good, but you just got to look at who it's against and what he's doing to guys that don't necessarily have, a ground game like Blood Diamond, and guys who are, 40, almost 40 years old and been in the game for a while like Court McGee. So it's just hard to gauge for me what type of fight we're going to get, because Semelsberger, we've seen to be proven. He's fought good guys. He's lost some. He's won some great fights. He holds that power. And I think if he can just kind of stretch this fight out a little bit, I think he's got a better chance. Jeremiah Wells is going to be live early, but this is going to be Jeremiah Wells' first true test against a legit fighter, in my opinion, in Semelsberger. It's kind of hard to get off the Semelsberger train for me, because that was a sweet victory at plus 240. But again, from a betting standpoint, I just haven't really seen enough from Jeremiah Wells at this level against actual guys like Semelsberger. So right now, I have to stick with Semelsberger for the pick. Won't be surprised if Jeremiah Wells figures out a way to finish the fight. But for right now, I'm going to go with Matthew Semelsberger.
Your boy, Semi the Jedi. Yeah, this is tough, man. I've been a believer in Jeremiah Wells. I mean, he got into the UFC kind of late. I mean, he's 36. It's now or never, man. He's got to go for it. And Semelsberger being 30, he's got a more UFC fights under his record. Basically, he holds a lot of power in his shots. But it seems like if you can stay safe with him and just out-volume him, you can beat him. That's how Alex Morono beat him. That's how Chaos Williams beat him. And then against Jake Matthews, he just kept catching Jake Matthews and knocking him down. 3 knockdowns in that fight. And somehow got a 29-28 on 2 of the judges' scorecards, which is interesting. He had a knockdown in every round. So very interesting there. And Jeremiah Wells, it's really tough to judge. Like you said, I mean, not a ton of tape out there, because he's second round finish, first round finish, as far as the UFC caliber competition goes. And he possesses massive power. There's no doubt about that. So, at a 50-50 fight, you're basically betting on some type of finish as from Jeremiah Wells, or a Semelsberger could finish him, could get a decision win, could take him down. Jeremiah Wells seems like he has really solid jiu-jitsu if he wants to use it. An interesting fight, I would say that. Probably something I won't get too invested in for the sake of the show. I'll go with Jeremiah Wells just to be on the opposite side of you. And I think he possesses a little bit more urgency as far as his career goes. He's training out of camp, Renzo Gracie Philly in Philadelphia. That I like because that's the Sean Brady and Joe Pfeiffer camp. So I think Joey P is going to be cornering him there. Yeah, I'll go with him. I mean, there's not a lot to go off of, but I think maybe he possesses a little bit more finishing ability. And if it goes to the ground, I think we could be, looking at Jeremiah Wells like a problem there. So I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I want to see what he looks like past round 1. I mean, I know he got the early finish in round 2 in his debut, but man, maybe this is a live bet situation for Semelsberger if he survives that first round. I mean, how's all that muscle going to hold up after you go balls to the wall in that first round? And Semelsberger's been there before, man. He's been in wars, so yeah, interesting. I'd like to see what Jeremiah Wells looks like after that first minute in the second round. And if he doesn't look that good, I think you hammer Semelsberger on the live odds.
Yeah, you're right. Because Semelsberger against AJ Fletcher. Fletcher, I mean, definitely won the first round against him, and then Semelsberger came back in the second and third. Got the win. So, yeah, probably a good live betting spot there. Good call.